It's time for Fort Worth Musical Moments. Join us now as Steve Markwardt takes a look at the music and the artists who made the city's vibrant musical legacy what it is today. Indeed, it's another Friday, and we are here with another Fort Worth Musical Moments. Brent Adams along with Steve Markwardt. We see Kurt Ryle there and another special guest with you guys.
That's right. We got Jadyn Rylee here.
Hi.
How you doing this morning, Brent?
I am doing good. You guys are coming today from Clarksville, Tennessee, the ground zero for Clarksville Creative Sound. A lot going on there.
A lot going on. It's hard to keep up with everything, because we've got the thing with the American Country Network, which achieved its soft launch a few weeks ago, and they're moving towards a hard launch. It's amazing the technology behind this network that I think is going to set this whole thing apart from anything else that's been done. That's the exciting thing for me, and Kurt and I have talked about this, and we talked about it with our artists, that we have the opportunity to be affiliated with something that's literally going to change the world, the music world. And if there's ever a world that kind of needs disrupting, it's the music business. Right. And we set out to do that when Kurt and I first joined forces a couple of years ago. But so we got that, and then Kurt's always got people coming in and out of the studio recording, and every time he plays me a new recording, it just blows me away. It gets better and better and better. We just want to thank Kurt. Can't get any better than what he does. He raises the bar again. So that's the good news, and so lots of exciting things going on, and we're just happy to have Jadyn and of course her manager / mother Tara back there.
Good morning.
And they came in from Canada because we had an additional day of shooting that we needed to get down, and so they were kind enough to come in and partake in that, and so we've been on a fast track.
So you've had a chance to do a little shooting yesterday here, and we saw a little bit of this here.
Oh, look at that! Look at those guns.
Yeah, I went to the I went to the liberty of enlarging that a little bit so you guys could get a full view of the gun show.
Whoa.
That happened in downtown Clarksville.
I should have put on a long sleeve shirt.
Did not see that guy. That same guy was walking the railroad tracks at Dealey Plaza back in 1963.
Well, yeah, that was kind of silly because the producer of the show said, just wear what you would wear if you were going to go to a recording session. I said, I dress like a bum. So that's what I put on. And he went, you would wear that? I said, yes.
You usually wear your bathrobe.
Yeah. But yeah, after I got outside and realized it was like 40 degrees out there, I realized it was a huge mistake.
I want to know how much loose change you collected in that guitar case while you were down there.
Yeah, it was kind of fun, man. We went all downtown. It's funny, Brent, I've lived in Clarksville for 20 years, and we were downtown, and I was looking at these buildings going, wow, look at that one, look at that one.
Yeah, look at that courthouse.
Yeah, look at that. And the truth of the matter is, I've lived here 20 years, and I've never gone down there and looked at that stuff.
So that church on the left was built in 1847.
Yeah.
And then it was added to in 1870, post-Civil War. So that thing was pre-Civil War. I don't know how old that courthouse is on the right there, but
be right in the same time zone.
I thought that Texas had beautiful county courthouses, but that is just exquisite. If you zoom, I don't know if you can zoom, well, you can't zoom in, but the very top above the main entrance there's a statue of the scales of justice. That statue is a lady holding the scales out there, and it's just incredible. And so, downtown, Kurt's never shown me downtown Clarksville. I had to one time just make him take me down there because I thought all we know is Wilma Rudolph Boulevard, which is nothing but chain stores.
I just know where the food places are.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, there were some buildings down there that I thought were even prettier than those. We should have got pictures of them too. But
then
beautiful city, and so it was fun going down there. And Tommy was looking at me like, you live here and you've never seen these buildings. And pretty cool.
So I think that's going to be worked in somewhere in maybe the opening sequence, some of the sites of Clarksville, because one of the things we want this show to do is make Clarksville kind of a destination.
Right.
That's what we set out to do when we created Clarksville Creative Sound brand, is make this a destination. If you want to come and record really, really great music and with a sound that cannot be beat, come to Clarksville. You don't have to go to Nashville. And not that we have anything against Nashville, obviously, because we got a lot going on there, but Clarksville's just a little more laid back, and you can't get Kurt Rylee in Nashville. You can get him here.
It's hard to get me there. I used to drive there every day. I just commuted back and forth, and when I put the studio in, I thought, I'm probably going to starve to death if I don't keep going back to. But I don't have to do it anymore, and occasionally I'll go in to play on something, but not very often.
It's a beautiful thing. And then, of course, two of the countryest guys you're going to see with the American Country Network. Look at those cowboys.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Well, you got Tommy there, who's a veteran in the music business. Tommy's career kind of parallels Kurt's a little bit, but he took a detour and got into investment banking for a while. And then he says God told him, this is not where I want you. And that's a good thing, because it's hard to bring God into a lot of that world. But somebody has to do it. But so Tommy's got a strong financial background, which serves him well running businesses like American Country Network. And then you got Josh Hollis, I think that's how you say his name, who's a major social media guru and has a huge influencer network behind him, which is one of the things that's going to make what we're doing with the network and the content that we're creating is going to give it legs on a monumental basis. So we're excited about that.
You put those two together, though, and you've got the makings of a TV show. They sure know how to do it, and they're very, very quick at it, at shooting these scenes. Jadyn, what did you think about the whole one small town sound shooting the video?
It was fun.
Give us your perspective on how it all went down.
It was fun. It went by quick, though. Like, everything was really fast, so it was really fun.
From beginning to end, though, you got to meet Evie for the first time in the show, and it's kind of cool. There they are.
Aww.
And there was a little drama there going on between the two of them in the show.
In the show.
Only in the show, but it was very cool, and they ended up becoming like. I think there was some doubts about you guys in the beginning until you met. And the minute they met each other, they absolutely became inseparable, best friends. And in fact, Evie will be here she was here all night last night.
Well, the cool thing is now Jadyn's got a partner to give Braden grief. So they both gang up on him.
Yeah.
Our favorite hobby.
There he is.
But these kids are all stars in our book, and I think in everyone's book eventually. And this show is one of the things that will give what we're doing and what these artists are doing a lot of exposure, and rightfully so. Because we wholeheartedly believe in the talent. I mean, Jadyn's singing abilities are just mind-boggling, and we haven't even begun to unleash that on the world. And the viewership that we will eventually have through American Country Network will allow us to do that and get this music out to as many people as possible. That was the whole mission when I joined with Kurt. I said, I don't know how we're going to do it, but we got to because I saw what Kurt had been doing here for years before I ever knew him. And I said, the only bad thing about this whole deal, Kurt, is more people haven't been exposed to this. And so we found, I think we've hit on the formula to get what Kurt's doing under his direction with the talent that we've got to get it out to as many people as possible all over the world.
The fascinating thing I think about the three artists that we have on the show, the show basically has four characters. It's me and these kids and us working together in the studio, and the relationship we have together. And I think the most fascinating thing about these three kids right there, you take those three kids, they have done more in their 17 years than most people do in a career. I mean, they have toured all over the country, all over the world. Jadyn has been in a movie with Sean Penn and actually had a starring role. And I want to, we've never talked about this, but tell me what it was like when you got the call to shoot the movie with Sean Penn. I'm just curious about this. What was going through your head, and what happened when you finally met him? And
okay, so I think it was like 5 years ago. Or 4 or 5
ish
at this point,
just before COVID.
So I remember we got like this email from, I think it was like YouTube or something, or like whoever, saying that you got it, but we thought it was a scam.
You got the part.
So we completely ignored it.
Well, let's back
the-
up. How did you
wanted to
audition
see
for
her.
it?
She didn't.
I didn't audition.
He
He found
He
me
found her.
over the video Sound of Silence.
Oh,
my
really?
God, he found her a
Yes.
So
video.
because of your viral video.
Yes, he
That's-
found me.
See, that's the
because
power of viral.
There you go.
He said I looked like his daughter Dylan, which is such a huge compliment because she's gorgeous. So I didn't audition, but we got like an email from whoever, it was YouTube or like someone he worked with, saying we got it, come to Winnipeg. And we ignored it because it was like completely like out of nowhere, so we like didn't know if it was real. And then I think someone like from his office or someone like there emailed us personally and was like, hey, we sent you an email, but we don't know if you got it because you like put it in the trash or something, and was like telling us that we got it and to come to Winnipeg. So we went obviously, and I remember us being at like this like coffee table, and I turned around and he was like walking towards us, and I was like, oh my gosh,
This is real. Huh?
It's
Yeah.
real.
Tara, real quickly, what was going through your mind when you got that message? Did you have a hard time believing it was real too?
Oh, 100%. She knows of Sean Penn, whereas we grew up with Sean Penn in various movies and stuff. And I thought, all right, we're meeting him in Winnipeg for lunch at this location. And
yeah, it was like a random Saturday, come for lunch.
I'm like, oh my God,
It's
this
like, what?
man
Come for
is gonna
lunch
walk through
with
this
Spicoli.
door,
Yeah.
and it's going to be real, really fast.
So what was your relationship like with Sean? I mean,
It was so good. He treated all of us like we were all like kids at the time, so he treated all of us like we were his own,
Good.
pretty much, which was so awesome. But I remember like meeting him for the first time. We did the scene like in like an office room again, and then he told me at the end, said, if you can beat me at a staring contest, you can get the part. So
He's pretty intense too.
I did it, and I think it was like a minute. I was dying. Like my eyes were watering, and I was like, I'm not blinking. Mom's screaming. She's like, don't blink, don't blink. So, and then I didn't blink, and he was like, okay, you win. And then that happened.
So did you ever talk back to him?
No.
Well, you talk back to me. Mom, you talk back to him.
Shh, don't tell them that.
Okay, I think that's fascinating. So,
yeah, it was fun.
and
It was a
were
lot of
you
fun.
nervous when you did your first scene? What was your first
Yeah.
scene?
Oh, I don't.
Were you in the
Hold on.
car or
I'm
something?
gonna remember.
Was it the car?
No, it wasn't. Oh, it was the car. I was in the back of a car, and it was like this. What's it called again? The car. Station wagon. Thank you. I knew that. I knew
Station
that.
wagon. Yeah.
I knew
She's
that.
so young. She
And that's an endangered species.
But it was like I was in the back, and then he was driving. And it was like late at night. But the thing is, we weren't actually driving. We were in this like tent, this black tent, and there was a guy in front of us going like moving a big light for like headlights from oncoming
so it's
cars.
like a simulator. Yeah.
Yeah, it was so cool. But then there were scenes where we were actually driving. It was a lot of fun.
That's very cool.
So, I think of Sean Penn. When I think of his iconic roles, I go right to Spicoli in Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Did you ever see that, Brent?
Yep.
What a great role. Of course, he went on to do, that was when he was young, teenager, I think. And he went on to, of course, do his own production and direction and everything, and pretty, very, very prolific career. And he's known to be temperamental, I think, and we're not going to sit here and bash Sean Penn, because when we got that kind of responsibility, especially when you're producing, directing, and acting in a movie, I can only imagine how difficult that is.
Well, there's times I want to slap you right in the face, Steve, but I don't do it. You see what
You
I'm saying?
see that bruise right there? So, but I think that's so cool, though. And so, how has that and you've done acting and you've done some stage stuff too, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how has that, did that help you when we were shooting these scenes for this show? did that come into mind for you?
Well, it did. It obviously helps a lot because I have more, like, I've been acting previous to like shooting this,
Yeah.
but before the Sean Penn, like before the movie, I had no experience with acting at all. So with that movie plus acting classes, courses, auditions, it's helped me a
Yeah.
lot.
One of the most intense things I've ever seen Jadyn do was in a video for child sex trafficking, and the song was called Invisible, and you and Braden was in that video. Both you guys were acting in that, and Jadyn's role in that thing, I mean, it was like a little miniature movie on what really goes on in the world of child sex trafficking. And man, that was an intense. It almost made me cry watching that last scene where you walk
I
up to
hated that.
she walked up to the window. It's hard to watch it. It's very
Yeah,
difficult to watch.
it's hard
that.
not to get lost in that role.
Yeah.
And take on that emotion, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Which, there's a fine line there. A lot of actors, when they take on, roles like that, real intense roles, they have to decompress.
Yeah.
Did you have to do that?
I don't know. It was so long ago. I can't.
It was a strange video. It was a strange
So
video.
you've been recording. How old were you when you recorded your first song with Kurt?
8.
I was like
Nine.
9, 8 or 9.
And
I think it was Beaches of Tofino.
How did you
No,
find?
Don't judge a book by its cover.
Was that the first one?
Yes.
Okay, so we did Don't Judge a Book by Its Cover. You know what's really cool about that song too? I've had people ask me come in and do interviews. Like we just got an interview with the Clarksville magazine, and they were asking me if what was my favorite song that I'd ever written, and I told them that it was Don't Judge a Book by Its Cover. Jadyn and I wrote this when she was 8 years old. And I'll never forget because she was sitting on the couch. And I said, okay, we're going to write a song together. She said, well, I'm only 8. And I said, well, I know, but you're going to tell me something, a story, and I'm going to write the song. And she said, I don't know any stories. I said, tell me about school. And she immediately launches into bullies. She doesn't like bullies. So she had some bullies at school. And so that's how that song was born. She started telling me what it was like being in school and being bullied. And she told me, she said, they don't like you because you're a little bit different, or maybe because you're a singer and they're not, or it could be jealousy. And all the stuff she's telling me, I'm writing it down, and we ended up putting the song out. The cool thing about the song was that the reason it's my favorite song I've ever written is because there were several, I don't know how many, but there were remarks where people would come out there and post their remarks at the end of the video. And several kids come on there and said, I was thinking about committing suicide till I heard this song.
Wow.
And so it literally saved lives. And when you have a song that's that powerful, and that's one of those videos you definitely want to check out. If you have not seen Don't Judge a Book by Its Cover by Jadyn Rylee, you need to go out there and watch that because it'll rip your heart out. And at the end of it, she does this thing where she walks out and starts talking.
Oh, yeah.
And man, it's like it all.
Hey,
we had tough old Philip Rather in here watching it one day, and he went. That almost made me cry.
Well, it was a sad video, and then like it cuts off at the end, and then all you hear is, "Hey guys, thanks for watching."
You're like a little mouseketeer.
Yeah.
No, but what a noble thing. What a great. I mean, that's a payoff much more valuable than any amount of money. If you've actually had a hand in saving somebody's life, steering them away from that darkness. So let me ask you something, Jadyn. So you've got fans all over the world. You've got Kurt and I were counting, and we're somewhere around 100 million plus views on YouTube. So you're a bona fide YouTube star, whether you want to admit it or not. Do you have to work to? I mean, is that a well-known thing at your school, your classmates, or do you try to keep that separate?
I always try and like not talk about it, like because nowadays it's like considered bragging, so I like never talk about it. Like at school, things like this I obviously do, but school I never talk about it.
Yeah. Because a lot of people.
But everybody knows.
Yeah,
so.
everybody knows.
And Braden said the same exact thing. And as a matter of fact, I went to a school. None of his teachers knew about any of these videos.
Mm-hmm.
The thing I did find interesting was we were walking down the hall, and there were 2 girls behind us going, "I'd give up my phone for you."
Oh,
they were singing that song,
so
and I turned around and looked at him, and he wouldn't even turn around and look. He just kept walking like he didn't hear it.
Yep.
But it's I always wondered why you guys were afraid to tell people, but that's it. You think they would think you were bragging.
Well, yeah, and it's just like, I don't know how to explain it. It's not embarrassing, but it's like
Uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you're uncomfortable.
Do you feel like you want to be like everybody else and it
Some
separates
days,
you?
Yeah.
So that's a
But
double-edged
it's also a good thing. 'cause
double-edged
I like
sword
it.
of fame. You know, people think, oh, wouldn't it be cool to be famous and everybody knows you. But you ask anybody now. You see stuff on Taylor Swift a lot, and she
has less freedom than anyone.
And like I saw a deal on Michael Jackson, and he bought out a whole mall just so he could go shopping like a normal person.
Oh my gosh.
And he had to spend millions, but he didn't care.
Yeah.
And he said, I just want to feel for one day, you feel like what it's like to just walk through a store and not be harassed.
I mean, there's a lot of good and bad about being famous, but you guys are not at that point of a Michael Jackson, but you very well could be with the way things are going right now. Yeah. And I hope we've prepared you for that. And I think we have.
Well, I know one thing, we have got some new music on Jadyn, and we're constantly talking and planning on upcoming music that is being very carefully chosen for her, and of course you will collaborate in writing new material. But there is a new song that we just released a few weeks ago called Roadmap of Memories, and on one of the more prominent indie charts, it's number 5 already.
Yeah, I'm hesitant to release another song too quick because that thing is like really doing well right now.
In fact, I want to brag a little bit about Clarksville Creative Sound, and mainly due to artists like Jadyn and Kurt, the producer. Out of the top 20 singles for April, we've got 11 positions there, including number 1, number 2, number 4. So number 1, Carrie Romero, Eyes in the Back of My Heart. Can I just go through this real quick?
Sure.
Ariel France, who's brand new and 12 years old. 12 years old. She's got this song, I Will Remember You, and it's kind of an anthemic type song, very uplifting. And then we've got Jadyn Rylee, You Still Move Me, which is that Dan Seals cover, which just knocks your socks off. And then Jadyn here, Roadmap of Memories, which is one of your first forays into more of the country sound. And then we've got Evie Mae and Braden and a duet, and you had to separate those two because they don't get along. No, I'm just kidding. Number 9 with Always Loving Me, which is on Evie's new release, new album. And then our good friend Kathy Jewell, who's not only a great artist but a business mogul, radio mogul, owns her own radio station, a group of radio stations in Texas. Kathy Jewell's got Heart of Gold, which is a great song that y'all collaborated on. Yep. Y'all co-wrote that, right? Mm-hmm. And then Lonnie Bartmus, our good old buddy Lonnie Bartmus, is number 12 with Late Night Drinking. And Lonnie,
he wrote that.
Lonnie does a killer Merle Haggard. He's just got a great, rich voice. And then number 15, Austin McKetty, Slow Train to Oklahoma, which is a great song. And Austin's really coming since we first brought him in here. He's come light years.
He was in artist development when he first came.
Yeah. And then yours truly with that cover of that old Nat King Cole song, Love, Love, which I had a lot of fun doing. The video nearly killed me, and then number 19, Brian Moon, Trainwreck Love. Brian's out of Canada as well, and just a great singer, and he's got a great band. We're going to try to do some stuff with him up in Canada on the live performance front. And then rounding out on number 20, Mackenzie McKetty, Like the Movies, which is the video she did on that I thought was pretty good. Yeah. Tracy produced that video, her mother.
Mackenzie is one of our younger artists. She's a 19, 20-year-old singer who's up for Miss Oklahoma this year. And I think probably she's got a really good chance at winning that. She's pretty, she's smart, she's funny, and she is very talented. And I wouldn't be surprised if she won't be on one of our up and coming episodes of Small Town Sound.
Yeah, and that's another point I want to make real quick, because we talked about the show centering around you and Braden, Jadyn, and Evie, kind of the core group. But we will definitely be featuring other members of our label. Yep. It's not just about the kids, but there'll be other opportunities, and you never know who's going to pop in, and that's the neat thing about the format of our show. We've also got, our parallel universe there in Fort Worth with a lot of live entertainment, live music there at National Hall, and we'll be doing, I'm sure, some other concerts and things. Who knows where? We want to launch an international tour at some point, and so we'll probably be doing that. So you never know where that show is going to go.
Well, we got a lot of people in here right now, a ton of people in here. And someone just asked, will Dolly Parton be on the show with Jadyn or say something? I wouldn't be surprised at anything with the show. We fully expect to have all kinds of guest appearances from legends on here too. We'll probably be filming some out at the Grand Ole Opry, where Jadyn will probably be backstage. Braden and Evie, all of them will be backstage with some of these legends. I fully expect all of that to happen too.
Yeah.
Brent, you have any questions for Jadyn?
I think you've asked them all.
I pulled it out of your mouth, didn't I?
I'm just in here listening. I tell you one thing I did want to do here. We've got some videos queued up, and you talk about going back to the early days and some of the YouTube followings. One of the great things that Jadyn has done is put together a bunch of cover songs that she's put her own spin on. One of those was "Sound of Silence." Oh, yeah. That song, as of yesterday, had been viewed 27 million times since it was put out there in the.
And I think that's more. I think it's more than that, Brent, because there are other videos that they've put out of the same thing, and if you add all those numbers together, it's over like 30 million.
I believe that. But we've got this one queued up here, and I want to share it with folks so they could kind of see some of the beginnings of Jadyn Rylee.
Hello, darkness, my old friends. I've come to talk with you again because of vision softly creeping left its seeds while I was sleeping, and the vision that was planted in my brain still remains within the sounds of silence. In restless dreams I walked alone, narrow streets of cobblestone. Beneath the halo of a street lamp, I turned my collar to the cold and damp. When my eyes were stabbed by the flash of a neon light,
and Mike really did awesome with that. Like they did the drums and then Mike did the bass and stuff.
That's
was
amazing.
awesome.
And that's the video that Sean Penn saw that made him want to bring her
It's
in.
the same video I saw that made me want to bring her in here.
Yeah. So that's
Pretty good calling card.
That side part was horrible though. Who let me do that?
Don't you even.
Kurt
Where
was,
were you?
Kurt
You
was
did your own
Kurt was
hair.
telling Jadyn, he said, you were so cute. So, I missed that little girl.
Yeah, what happened?
So sad.
Amazing.
She's still the same size. She's just older.
What an incredible song. Yeah. Still the same
Careful
size.
there, you know.
Oh, great stuff. And then, we have another one queued up here where you talk about the old and then newer stuff. We've got You Break Me queued up here. Tell us about this one.
Yeah. What about this
Tell
song?
us about
Oh,
this
sorry.
Yeah. Hey, hi there.
So this song was filmed. Where was it filmed again?
one. It was filmed here in
Dunbar
Kansas.
Cave.
Dunbar
Yeah,
Cave.
Dunbar Cave.
It was so. I think that was the first time I've ever seen Dunbar Cave, and it was beautiful. Although this massive bug landed on me during. I was on top. You'll see it in the video. I was like by
That's
a
why
railing.
you're jumping around.
Yes, I was like leaning on the railing, and then I think it cut right before I screamed, but this giant bug landed right on my arm. It was terrifying. But other than that, it was a great video. This is my favorite video.
So one of the things I love everything about this song, and I really love, whose idea was it for Kurt to do this like Santana-esque guitar?
It was basically Jadyn has always done like that. She came in here one time. I don't even know if you remember this, but we wrote a song called Guardian Angel. And she said, I would like to have a little bit of Led Zeppelin in there.
Cool.
And a little bit of the Beatles. And she's just naming this
So
stuff
you're a
off.
musical expedition.
So I had to put
I guess.
stuff like that in that song, and it really turned out to be brilliant. So she's kind of an old soul.
Well, there
I
is
mean,
hope
she's-
for humanity if you're your age and you know those folks and you're aware.
She
of
wanted a Carlos Santana guitar, and I'm like, who am I going to call to do that? And then I got thinking, I thought, hell, I'm the perfect guy to do that.
Carlos
You know?
Ryle.
I just did all the guitar work on it.
It's really good, really good. This shows off Kurt's guitar skills, and of course, Kurt can play anything.
All right. Well, I'm going to play this video. Let's see.
Yeah. Let's do it.
I can have a heart of stone, stand my ground and walk alone, be strong when everything falls down around me. I can keep myself controlled, guard the secrets of my soul, solid as a rock until you found me. Baby, you roll me, you shake me, you take me in your arms and make me wanna give you every little piece of my heart. Baby, you rock me, you roll me, there's something in the way you hold me, yeah. Oh, I just fall apart. Baby, you break me. You mold me like a piece of clay, all my inhibitions melt away. Every time, my baby, I'm around you. I'm shaking when you hold me close, unprotected and exposed. I don't know just what it is that you do. Baby, you roll me, you shake me, you take me in your arms and make me wanna give you every little piece of my heart. Baby, you rock me, you roll me, there's something in the way you hold me, yeah. Oh, I just fall apart. Baby, you break me. All my love come tumbling down. They just crumble to your touch. Baby, you roll me, you shake me, you take me in your arms and make me wanna
That's very cool.
I love everything about that video. Even that was a year ago.
Yep.
That wasn't even that.
Yep.
And the same guy responsible for Oklahoma's Calling Me and 1,000 Tears Too Late, also responsible for that. What a range.
Yeah, well, we can do anything out of this studio. Kurt's versatility is one of the strongest things about Clarksville Creative Sound. We've got, of course, we've got a endless treasure trove of material in terms of songs that either are already written or can be written on, it's just pretty amazing. And you had good memories watching that. And
I like that video.
Video was simple, really simple, but it was so effective. And you did. I mean, it was great. Your expressions and everything. Great video, great song.
We got a lot of people in here with us today, guys.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah, I was just looking at some of the. Oh man, it's who all's in here? Some of these are Facebook user.
Yeah, we don't know who. Kathy Adams is in here. I see. Marlene Marie Connors from my songwriter workshop is in here. Yeah, a lot of people. Minneapolis, Minnesota. We got people from. One of my two favorite Jadyn Rylee songs is "Don't Judge a Book by Its Cover" and "Beaches of Tofino."
Beaches of Tofino.
Yeah.
Fun fact: we hauled an ice cream sundae 4 hours in a cooler, and then when we got there, it was still like a sundae, which was great.
Those were fun
was a staple
times.
in the video.
Having them when they were young like that, because they were so nice, and then they grow up, and you have to do. I'm sorry. Anyway, no, we're happy to have all these people in here with us. We appreciate all you guys coming in.
Yeah, I see our good friend Dina Wood, of course, is out there. She's one of our biggest supporters, and she's an integral part of Clarksville Creative Sound. And of course, our good friend Billy Bowles.
Yep. Good to see Billy on here. He plays your music a lot.
Yeah.
He's doing more to.
We have a new single that's coming out on Jadyn. Should we talk about it? Because it kind of goes back to she and Braden were kind of on this anti-bullying campaign when they were younger, and they did, and of course Jadyn did several songs about that, and then together they did some stuff. But we got another one that's coming out that kind of fits in with that whole anti-bullying thing. You want to talk about it?
You talk about it first.
Well, the title of the song is called Little Hearts Break Too. And that tells you just about everything you need to know about the song. But Jadyn came in here and I played it for her, and I knew she was going to fall in love with it because it fits right in with her whole anti-bullying thing. But it's a really good song. I wouldn't be surprised if this thing doesn't go viral really, really quick. Everybody's going to fall in love with it. So be watching for Little Hearts Break 2, which will be coming out. When's it coming out? Saturday is coming out this coming Saturday.
Tomorrow.
So actually tomorrow.
At what time then?
Tomorrow, late afternoon into evening, I believe.
We don't have a video on it. That's the only thing I really hate about that. We should have shot a video on that.
It'd be like a lyric video.
Yeah.
Well, not really, but like.
We may have something like that.
And that's another thing with American Country Network and the producers and the production capabilities we have through that network. We're planning on raising the bar significantly on the quality of our music videos. Not that there's anything wrong with what we've already done. I mean, I think we've done incredible, especially with the kind of the budget that we've had to work with, which is slim to none. Thanks to people like Lance Goodman and then Lucas Ciliberti and so we've got a great crew, but we definitely want to get as much of our video and our content out there through American Country Network, and they have a quality standard, rightfully so.
Well, it's a little more of a cinematic standard that they have, where the music we shoot, the videos we shoot, are pretty great for YouTube and things of that nature, those kind of platforms. But when you get into the TV world, of course, it's there's lots of different scenery and shots and things moving around all the time.
Right, to cater to the ADD world that we live in.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
But what American Country Network is doing is building an incredible VOD platform, video on demand platform, which not only will these videos be streaming live during segments of their programming ongoing, but you can also go on there, kind of like our version of YouTube, and be able to find those videos and exclusive content on that platform. So we're so excited. Just one of the many facets that's going to be launched as this American Country Network experiences its rollout, so to speak.
Well, we don't have a video for the new song here, but I do have queued up one we've shared before here, but I'm kind of partial to it. I like this song here, Love Just Flashed.
Oh, yeah.
That
Yeah, the first time I saw that, it made me, I still get emotional when I watch it, you know.
I don't know that their fans gravitated to it like the other things that they do as they did. I think it was because they didn't want to see them break up. And you know, it's funny because the fans get invested in these videos, and they love it when they're singing together and they're singing, you know, about each other, and then all of a sudden this song comes out and they're breaking up. And I don't think a lot of the fans really like that idea, but the song is there in the video. Is really.
Do you find that kind of interesting that people literally live vicariously through you?
What do you mean?
I mean, like your life. I mean, you know, the persona and this, like Kurt was just talking about. You know, you and Braden have been paired on so many duets and all these videos. Yeah, and people have literally watched y'all grow up. Your fan base has, and they feel like they've got a vested interest in helping you direct your life, which is
and a lot of times
good and bad.
A lot of times they feel like you guys are really a couple.
Yeah.
You know, and really you're more like brother and sister, and that's kind of the reality of it. They grew up together, but this particular song, I remember they you know, they didn't want a bubblegum song, and basically the songs that I had written for them as kids, you couldn't have that lyrical content, that adult lyrical content. And so Jadyn was like, we want something that's got some substance. And I said, okay, you want some substance?
No more bubblegum.
The only thing I wish is you'd have had audio when Jadyn jumps in the Jeep to take off, because you said she squealed the tire.
She burned rubber in my driveway.
Ruined his driveway doing that.
So let's watch and we'll see.
I did. When I was sitting on the rock, you'll see it. Another bug actually bit me under my arm.
Okay, note to production, we need to spray her with
bug spray.
Yeah, you got to put that in your contract.
Big thing right here after we shot that.
That's part of her, along with the purple M&Ms, we need to bug spray.
Get it in the rider. All right, here it is.
I see you rummage through your clothes. Where you're going, I don't know. In disbelief, I watch you pack. It wasn't just a dream last night. We really had an awful fight, and I said things I can't take back. But I thought only you would always last. Our love just flashed before my eyes. I saw us laugh, I saw us cry, I saw us live like there was no tomorrow. I saw us walking hand in hand, I saw us loving in the sand. I can't believe it's taking its last breath of life. Love just flashed before my eyes.
Love just flashed before my eyes. I saw moments from our past, the ring you gave me when I asked if you would love me till the end. Mama cried and Daddy smiled as you walked me down the aisle. I said I do to my best friend. Could we just go back there again? Our love just flashed before my eyes. you. Love just flashed before my eyes. I saw us laugh, I saw us cry. I saw us live like there was no tomorrow. I saw us walking hand in hand. I saw us laughing in the sand. I can't believe it's taking its last breath of a life. Love just flashed before my eyes.
Love just flashed before my eyes.
Love just flashed before my eyes.
I know I've said this before, but I'll never not be amazed by all the historical footage in there, because if anybody else did that video, you'd have to hire actors to do those flashbacks. The fact that you had that much stuff in the can that you could use for that is amazing. It's just unheard of.
Literally watched them grow up on that video.
Unreal.
Forgive Braden for ruining my sandcastle. That took me a long time.
You still have some resentment there. We need to work through that.
There you go. There's a future episode of Small Sound.
That song though resonates with anyone that's if you've had that moment of clarity, because I mean anybody that gets married, when you're standing at that altar, it's supposedly, hopefully, the happiest day of your life, for one of them anyway. And nobody thinks about that it's going to end that way. You think, oh, this is going to be forever, and then sometimes it doesn't work out, and sometimes it ends with the whole thing blowing apart, and it's just it's very poignant, but it happens all the time. But you have, everybody comes together with the best intentions, but sometimes it just doesn't work out, and that's kind of what that's about.
How many views did that video get? Does anybody know?
I'll tell you.
I'm curious, because I thought it would be like 1 million in a week, and I was shocked that the fans didn't gravitate, because they have videos together that are 4 or 5 million views.
That one I grabbed was about 142,000.
Yeah,
that's a lot of views, but for them, that's not
low for.
It's very low for them.
Well, and here's the thing: there's so much good music that's been recorded, and some of these videos, like that video, I think is cinematic quality, and I think it's up to the standard of ACN. There's several others. One of the exciting things that we've got here in our treasure chest is a lot of content that's definitely worthy of being re-released through this new avenue of distribution that we'll be building with ACN. And so that's exciting too, along with all the new things that have yet to be created.
Absolutely. So as we get to looking toward the summertime, Jadyn, what kind of plans do you have? Are you going to do any performances out and about, or where can folks see you?
Go out. Okay, listen. They make fun of me because I say about weirdly.
A boot. She says a boot.
I say about.
You're doing it because you're in America right
now.
Oh, Canada.
About.
Oh, Canada.
Okay. Say it. You want me to say it?
Yeah.
About.
Yeah. About.
So let's talk about what you're doing in the future. We got off on a tangent.
Sorry. So I'm hoping to come back here and record and do some things here, but back home probably record where we usually record when we don't come here.
They have a little thing up there where they shoot, if you go out on Jadyn's page, there's a lot of cover songs, and that's where she shoots those cover songs, is in Canada, because it's just too expensive to be flying her back and forth to be doing a lot of all the stuff here. So I know one time she called me on the phone and she said, there's a song out there by Blake Shelton and I really like it, and I want you to make me a track for it. Do you remember this? And I did, and you shot the video up there. God's Country. Yeah. Yes. So I just put together the music on it and sent that up there to her, and she put her vocal on it there, right? Mm-hmm. But it actually kind of works, and so she kept, back in those days, she was having a lot of content always out there on YouTube and Spotify and all that stuff.
You've got a great song duet from the soundtrack of my favorite musical, Phantom of the Opera. All I ask of you.
Oh,
Yes,
that was good.
and that was very well done. That's not an easy song to sing.
That's a
either.
good video too.
Yeah. You know, I saw that on Broadway like 3 days after Michael Crawford left. I was so I barely missed him by 3 days. You know, the original Phantom of the Opera guy. But that whole musical, that musical just captivated me, as it did millions of others. But and there's talk about you coming to Fort Worth too.
There is.
Yeah, the TV show will reveal some of that, the pilot when it comes out. You guys got to watch this TV show now when it comes out, guys, because this is going to be fascinating. You're going to see these kids in their element, really being themselves. There's some of it is scripted, of course, because it is a reality show, and there's our staff and our crew right there. And those guys are amazing right there to work with, and the things they can do.
Braden is I love annoying Braden. It's so fun.
But they're really good at this show, and it's going to be a fun show to watch. It's called Small Town Sound, so y'all be watching for it. And
yeah, even the theme song I think is going to be a big hit. For the show. And so we're really enjoying. I don't know about you, Kurt, but I'm enjoying collaborating, working with Tommy Snyder and those guys.
Yeah.
They're all great. Josh, Tommy, the whole crew is just amazing to work with. And you know, they came in here yesterday. We shot a bunch of scenes yesterday, more footage. Went downtown and shot some B footage down there, and it's just they're just so efficient, so quick and efficient. And we saw a little bit of the show. They gave us a little snippet of it, and we watched a little bit of it. We were like, okay, we'll fix this, and then they sent the crew back out here, and we just started working on it again, and it's just going to be amazing.
Well, we know when it's out there, it'll be something you'll want to keep coming back to, because it'll be an ongoing storyline. You never know who's going to walk in this studio, and that's one of the things that's going to be interesting about the show. You never know who's going to be walking in here. So it's not just about the four characters, but that's the kind of the nucleus of this thing starting out. So because that's really the day in the life of you, Kurt. You never know who's going to walk in your door.
This TV show is basically my life. I don't know who's going to walk in. I can turn around and look and say it could be anybody standing there, and so that's a cool thing. But having the kids in this thing is really, really special to me, because these are some of my favorite kids that I've ever worked with. Of course, I've got so many out there that I just would love to have in here. But we can only do so much. But we're going to bring as many artists in on the show as we can as this thing goes along.
You never know who, like in terms of very famous people, might pop up as well. That's one of the things. Being with affiliated with the network, we got access to backstage at the Opry and other venues like that, and access to people that everybody knows and have heard of.
And there'll probably be some tours on there where we're actually on the road, and we'll be filming out there on the road, and you'll get to see them actually live and in concert. And I'm sure all of that stuff will materialize as the show moves along. Right now, we're just trying to get this pilot completely finished so we can, and we're hoping we got some big sponsors that's going to come in. I think they will. And so the sky's the limit for this show.
That's right.
Absolutely. Well, I see a comment in here that says, I can't wait for the network to go live. It actually is live. You can go to acncountry.com. They've got a player on the website where you can check out live 24-hour content there. And they are building as they go. And I know they're going to be in a number of streaming platforms, already are in some streaming platforms, and going to be in other ones. I keep seeing anywhere to stream or see ACN in Europe. And I would say go to acncountry.com and see if that gets you anywhere right now. Not really sure about Europe.
You've got just about any streaming device like Roku, Fire Stick. You've got Amazon Prime. Tommy's working on a deal, and I'm not sure if it's finalized yet, but where the app will actually be a built-in part of LG TVs, smart TVs, and maybe some other brands as well. And we've just inked a deal with the largest provider tower owner of OTA, or over the air transmission networks that will be broadcast over that network as well. And I'm amazed at how many people just have the old fashioned antennas, like we used to have when we were kids,
I thought that was dead and in the water.
No, it's,
Wow.
and I tell you, the quality, the digital feed quality of that's amazing. A lot of people in rural America still do that. And so, yeah, eventually, and if you go on there now and watch the live feed, it's mainly a lot of music videos at this point, interspersed with some content, some syndicated shows. I think there's a cooking show on there, which I found very interesting.
Well, this is what they call a soft opening.
Yeah.
It's not really open yet. There's going to be a ton of stuff when that thing really opens. When does it open for real?
Well, that's what I was asking Tommy that yesterday, and we're not exactly sure, but sometime in probably mid-May.
Yeah.
Right now we're kind of we call it beta testing. We're testing some different content right now, and of course our show is going to be one of the flagship shows of the network. They've also got another show called Breaking Country, which is kind of more about artists trying to break into the mainstream country world. There are some variety type shows. There's a top 40 countdown with, and I don't remember the personality's name, but this is somebody that I think was with
Katie Cook. She was with CMT.
Katie Cook with CMT. So that was a coup there to get her. And
Nan Kelly, who's been on a bunch of on GAC and CMT as well.
Well, and a demographic that we are really excited, who fits well, certainly with what Clarksville Creative Sound is all about, is the demographic, Brent, that you're going to be kind of leading the charge on capturing, and that's the whole agricultural world, the farm and ranch agricultural world. And there's talks about you bringing some content, kind of doing what you've done all along with Rural Strong, kind of something similar to like your Tractors and Troubadours type thing. And so I know that you and Tommy have been working a lot on that, and you've got your finger on the pulse of that world, and get a lot of exposure through all the shows and conventions that you go to and the people in that world. And so we're excited about that too. And that's another thing that's going to set us apart.
100%. Yeah, we're getting close on that stuff here, just working out some of the finer details here and pulling in some partners on that. So hopefully we'll have that something to announce on that here in the coming weeks.
Well, it's interesting because we all kind of came together a couple of years ago, I guess, and who knew that it was going to lead to this, and here we are, and it's right before us, right in front of us here, and it's pretty humbling, and I just have a great sense of gratitude that we're all going to be able to kind of bring each other along on this journey.
All right. Yeah, absolutely. It's fun to watch, and it you get a little impatient because you'd like things to happen quicker than they do sometimes, but in the grand scheme of things, when you step back and look at it from 30,000 feet, we've accomplished a lot in a short time.
Yeah, and you're talking about wanting things to happen quicker. I think my wife Jill is watching. Nobody wants it to happen quicker than she does. She's like, Steve, please tell me this is not the world's most expensive hobby. I said, no, honey, it's not. There is a pot at the end of the rainbow, but it's not so. It's a labor of love for all of us. So
yeah.
Well, we all have so much invested in this now, all of us, and even our time, and we got so much invested. But you know what? I can't think of anything I'd rather do, and it's just been a fun ride working with you guys. All of us, we've been around the horn, a bunch of us together out there on the road and all kinds of stuff, and having these kids involved. I mean, my goodness, what a life,
Yeah.
I feel blessed to be in this situation.
Yeah, I'm getting a kick out of just supporting artists like Jadyn, who's just massive star quality, and we're excited about where we can help her take her whole career. It's going to be a thing to watch.
Well, the sky's the limit, and I know you guys have got some other stuff to do here, so we probably ought to put a wrap on this one here. Just want to let everybody know too, the new single from Steve Markwardt is out there now, 1,000 Tears Too Late. It's the featured song on this week's Tractors and Troubadours podcast. You can find it at ruralstrongmedia.com or wherever you get your podcasts. We're on all the major podcast platforms. So go and check that song out. Another great one, Steve.
Thank you. Yeah, that was one that Kurt really cracked the whip on me on the vocals on that and helped me find a part of my voice I wasn't sure I had.
I'm glad he did.
And it's kind of a bluesy number. That was a song that we came up with. Kurt was asking, you got any song ideas? And I have a million little fragments of lines and things. And that was something that I had somewhere in my phone or whatever. And we just wrote around that. And it turned out to be, and of course, Kurt's arrangement and production on that is just, mind blowing for us. And we've got some of the greatest session musicians here too. I mean,
we're 30 minutes from Nashville. That's the beauty of this thing. Yeah. We can bring in the best musicians in the world, and we do. And that's another reason for our success. Where you go to Bakersfield, Muscle Shoals, you've got a handful of players down in those places that can pull this off. So we're very fortunate to be where we are.
All right. Well, we need to remind everybody to make sure you're plugged into that Clarksville Creative Sound Facebook group, also the Fort Worth Musical Moments Facebook group and the Rural Strong Media Facebook page, because we're going to be sharing constant updates. And make sure you also seek out the page of the American Country Network. I know they're going to be posting content as they go as well, and you can kind of keep up to date between all of us. We'll let you know everything that's going on over the next few weeks and months as we pull all of this together. And we're just going to keep charging ahead.
We'd be remiss if we didn't also mention that tickets are on sale and they're selling pretty briskly. So get in there and get your tickets for the Cowtown Birthplace of Western Swing Festival. It takes place November
that would be
7th, 8th, and 9th. Yeah.
Go.
We'll be there on Friday night, 5:30. We're right before Jody Nix, so that's a great time slot for us. We're looking forward to that. We got 3 days of great. We got this Mary Lee and Caesar's Cowboys. Kurt, wait till you see them. They're from Italy, Italian.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're Western swing people from Rome. I'll have to show you the video. And then capping the whole thing, we got all the great ones. Jody Nix, you got Landon Dodd. You've got the Stockyards tour and all that. Y'all should come in for that. Y'all would enjoy that. And we've got a Bessie Smith blues tribute, because Bessie Smith was one of the great influences on Milton Brown. And Milton Brown was singing a Bessie Smith tune when Bob Wills stepped up there and started playing with him that fateful night when they came together and unknowingly created the genre of Western swing music. And then capping the whole thing off is the great Junior Brown, who he's just kind of in a league all his own. He's his own genre of music. He's got that git steel thing that he invented, that guitar that's attached to a lap steel, and he goes back and forth, and his musical prowess is just unbelievable. He's a real character. In fact, if you've seen that movie, Me, Myself, and Irene, Junior does the theme song on that. It's called Highway Patrol, and he also narrates through that whole movie.
I didn't know
Jim
that.
Carrey.
Wow,
Yeah. And Junior's become really good friends, especially he and Mike, my brother Mike. They talk every day. And when I released my This Is Swing Country album, my first project I did with Kurt, Junior Brown actually reached out to me and said, "Hey, I got your CD, your album. It's great." And he goes, "Keep it up." And one of the things that he really loved is that we didn't shy away from mentioning God in that.
Oh, yeah.
He goes, "We need more of that." So he's a man after my heart for sure. And he and his wife Tanya have become good friends of ours as well. And one of these days we'll get him in the studio.
Absolutely. I'd love to.
So yes, greatest event for Western swing and traditional country music of the year. That right up there with the Turkey, Texas thing. But you don't have to go to the Badlands of West Texas. You can be right there in the comfort of down Fort Worth, Texas, and take that whole thing in. And it's something that Mike just outdoes himself every year.
All right. Well, it'll be here before you know it, but we don't want to wish away the time in between, because there's going to be a lot going on here, and I'm excited for all of it. Jadyn, thanks for coming. Thanks for joining us on this thing. And Tara back in the background, thank you for being a part of it.
Thank you, Brent. Thank you for everything you do and being in our corner all the time.
Absolutely, 100%.
We're off to the airport to take them to board a flight. They got to get back to Canada because Jadyn's still finishing up her senior year in school, high school, and got her prom coming up. You don't have a prom date?
No, I do.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I just can't say it.
You mean
on
to fly
here.
Braden up there to be your prom date?
No, I have one.
You want to? We should chaperone.
No, I will not be going to that if you're there.
He thinks, where's the love? Where's the love?
Well, best of luck with all of that.
Thank you.
We'll be keeping up with all your developments in your career here, and make sure everybody knows about the latest here and everything going on with Clarksville Creative Sound. Thank you to everybody who's joined us today. We'll be back again next Friday at 10 a.m. Central for another Fort Worth Musical Moment. So for Steve Markwardt, Kurt Ryle, and for Jadyn and Tara, it's Brent Adams. Hope you have a great day and a great week.
Give Madison our love too.
Will do. You've been watching Fort Worth Musical Moments, a production of Rural Strong Media and Clarksville Creative Sound, copyright 2023. Please join the Fort Worth Musical Moments Facebook group and join us each Friday at 10 a.m. Central as we introduce you to another key figure in Fort Worth's musical heritage.